Welcome to One Awesome Autistic. Now recently there's been some controversy regarding the Sunflower Lanyard and what it represents, so that's what I wanted to get into today. The Hidden Disabilities Sunflower Lanyard scheme started in 2016, and the aim behind it was a discreet but easily identifiable marker for those with hidden disabilities that may require extra help. It there started with Heathrow Airport wanting to be able to identify customers of theirs, people who were flying with them that may need some extra help around the airport. They wanted to help these people, and that is where it all started, and they got the ball rolling with it. And now the scheme is recognised all over the UK and is even recognised internationally as well. I've worked in retail most of my life. It's not actually something that I heard about until the scheme was a good couple of years old, and I didn't actually see anybody wearing one or notice anybody wearing one until about last year. And then this year, after my diagnosis, I got my own. The lanyards themselves are really easy to get hold of. They're quite widely available now. A lot of supermarkets will have them. Airports have their own versions as well, so you can use it around the airport. So you don't need to own your own to get them. You can just pick them up in the places that you use where you may need the extra help. But if you wanted to own your own, then you can buy them online, and I'll pop the link for that website in the description below. They're fairly cheap to buy, and there's no restrictions on who can actually buy them. The reason why the lanyard is causing controversy recently is because of what is happening around the world with coronavirus and all the different rules and regulations to do with masks and to do with mask exemptions as well. There seems to be some people buying the lanyard as not a signifier of a hidden disability, but as a signifier of being mask exempt. These people are not mask exempt and they don't have a hidden disability. They're simply buying it because they choose not to wear a mask, and this way, by having one on, they won't get hassled when entering a store as to why they don't have a mask on, and rather than just refusing to wear one and actually being open about the fact that they're refusing to wear one. A lot of places, a lot of stores in particular, also seem to have this viewpoint. They are seeing the lanyard as a signifier of that person has a hidden disability that makes them mask exempt, not that it's just simply a signifier of a hidden disability. Some people with a hidden disability can't wear a mask, but there are a lot of people with a hidden disability that can, and may be wearing their lanyard and the mask. I wear my lanyard when I'm wearing my mask as well, because the lanyard has nothing to do with my ability to wear a mask or not. My lanyard is meant to be there so that when I go into stores, that I would be offered the help that I need when I'm on my own. There are times that I don't wear my lanyard or keep it hidden because I won't be in a store alone, so I don't need any extra help because I have somebody with me who can provide that help. And I did want to talk a little bit more about my own experiences of wearing a lanyard. I got my lanyard this year. Unfortunately, that has obviously coincided with all these lockdowns and mask wearing. But I am trying to be more independent, so I am trying to push myself to leave the house and go shopping and get food when needed, rather than putting it off, not having any food in. So I wear my lanyard, and I was hoping that this would provide me with some extra help and support when shopping from staff that work in the stores. This hasn't been the case, unfortunately. One example is that my local supermarket has had a massive move around. I still, 2 months or something later, can't find the things that I need, which means that I no longer shop there on my own, because I did start to shop there on my own. I had my lanyard on. However, there was multiple staff that looked at me, saw me visibly distressed and confused, and chose to ignore that I was there, chose not to actually ask if I needed any help. And that also included a member of staff that was simply standing there with a sign that said "Here to help." And I know a lot of you, particularly those who are not autistic, might think, well, why didn't you just ask for help? Unfortunately, when I am confused and in those situations, I cannot think straight, so it doesn't occur to me to ask for the help. I'm completely unable to. And quite often, I will also go mute because I suffer with selective mutism, which means that then I am physically able to actually ask for help. And this hasn't just happened in my local supermarket, this has happened in other stores as well, where I've been seen to be walking up and down the same aisles, obviously trying to find something, obviously can't find what I'm looking for, and staff have been standing around gossiping, or they are putting items on the shelf, but not a single one of them has stopped and actually asked me if I require assistance, even though, like I said, I have been visibly distressed, but also my lanyard has been quite visible as well. So if the lanyard is meant to represent that I may need extra help and nobody is actually asking me if I need extra help, then is there any point to me actually wearing my lanyard anymore? But for those people that are taking advantage of this scheme and wearing something that is meant to be for those of us with hidden disabilities, what would be the solution to actually stop them from taking advantage? Two main ideas that I've seen pop up on social media is, the first one is some people saying, well, let's get rid of the sunflower lanyard and start again with something different. The problem with that is in the meantime, if it gets scrapped and we're waiting for something else to replace it, then what are we meant to use to actually help us? And the other problem with that is, if some people are going to take advantage of the sunflower lanyard scheme, then what means to say they're not going to take advantage of something else that replaces it? They probably still would, and will end up just in the same situation. The second idea I've seen crop up was also people suggesting that the sunflower lanyard should be applied for, so you would need a GP's letter, or you would need to be on certain benefits, or you would need just one type of criteria that you fit to be able to get that lanyard. And there are issues obviously surrounding this as well. There are some people that are not yet diagnosed, may not fit any of the criteria, but do need the extra help. I waited for 2 years for my autism diagnosis, and I'm on a 2-year waiting list for my ADHD diagnosis, and I'm still trying to figure out what is also wrong with me physically. If I didn't have my autism diagnosis and I would need to apply for a lanyard, I wouldn't be able to get one. There are quite a few people that have had to fight for their diagnosis or have an ongoing fight to get their official diagnosis. These people would then potentially have something else that they have to fight for when life is already quite difficult for them, and this small lanyard may make their lives easier. It's hard enough to live with and constantly have to justify having a hidden disability, to then add something else where you have to justify and fight for your disability. So what is the solution to it? Well, unfortunately, I don't have the answers to that. I really wish that I did. And this is something that has only just cropped up recently, so I can see it's probably going to play out for a little bit longer. One thing I do know is more education is needed on the matter. If there are stores out there that are viewing the sunflower lanyard as a mask exemption signifier, well, they need to know actually what it is meant to represent. Airports seem to have got it right. They know that anybody with a lanyard, that it represents a hidden disability, and straight away help is offered to that person. You can turn down that help if you don't need it, but it is offered to you. You don't have to ask for it or fight for it. Whereas in stores, this seems to be a bit of a different story. Here's the stores to say that they want to help people with hidden disabilities more, and they want to help those people to be a little bit more independent, and it's fine with them having the lanyards in stock to hand out for free for their customers. But unless you're actually going to offer the help as well, it kind of falls a little bit short for me, and it makes the lanyards in their stores pointless and useless. I think this conversation is going to probably linger around for a little bit longer, or maybe crop up again in the future. I hope that once the general public no longer need masks and COVID kind of does one, that the conversation around this might change, and it may start to become a positive thing again. But now, that's it from me. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.